Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing today on Monday? So I'm trying to do some lives and I'm actually trying to do these consistently. So today I just grabbed a bunch of things that I have in common and something that I use every day. And we're going to do a comparison, see what options we have. And then I'm going to go over some of the ingredients and why I love these things. So if anybody out there has ever tried tallow, leave it in the comments. There is a comment box. Go on Amazon Live so you can actually shop directly from this live, and it will show the carousel and everything on my storefront so you can interactively shop. So I am going to make sure that everything is pulled up today because sometimes it's really difficult streaming from multiple platforms. So I'm going to check my Amazon real quick and then we are going to get started. So this is going to be a tallow. Let me see my live streams. If you are on Facebook, please, yes, I see me here. So I am on Amazon as well as my StreamYard, and everything is connected. So leave me a comment. Let me know how you are doing and if you ever tried tallow before. So we are in Ecuador today, and I'm coming from you live from Cuenca, Ecuador, and I'm going to go over some of these amazing products that I have been using. So we are going to come in here and start with our first one. So on Amazon, you can scroll through. On the bottom, there is a carousel, and you're going to be able to click it. You're going to be able to read all about it and get your own info. But tallow is something that has been around for so long and for centuries, but it kind of went away for a while, and it's starting to make a comeback for good reason. And I prefer to do more of a natural approach to skincare, and tallow is perfect for me. And they have all different kinds. So they have balms, they have creams, they have whipped creams, and they also have things like sunscreen. And some of these are going to be showcased today in my live. So the first one that we have, I'm actually going to pull it up right here. This one is a Wild Elegance. And this is going to be a grass-fed tallow, and it's going to have some Manuka honey in it. So this is going to be more of like a balm. So let me get that real close in the camera. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's almost like a lip balm. I think it's too close. Okay, there we go. So it's almost like a lip balm, or like, I don't know how you would say it. So let me see here. It's not really a cream like a lotion. You see that on my fingernail, but it's going to be really thick and almost kind of oily if you wish. But I love this stuff because you can use it all over. I'm going to put some on my lips because my lips are super dry. But there's no flavor to this. There's no scent to it. And it has so many really good benefits. So it kind of smells... I don't know, just like a waxy type stuff. So it is kind of like grainy once you get it. So once you rub it in on your hand, on your arms, or anywhere you put it, you can use this all over your body. Like my lips, my face, it's great for things like eczema. It's great for dry skin. If you get really dry heels in the middle of winter, winter is coming. So to have a natural cream like this is going to be such a game changer, and you're going to be ready for it when it happens. So let's go over the ingredients here. This is a 2-ounce jar here of the Wild Elegance, and this is actually a Canadian brand. So this is a moisturizer. It also has other things in it like shea butter, almond oil, and jojoba seed oil, and arrowroot, vitamin E, tons of benefits in this stuff. And all of this stuff is natural occurring. So there's no chemicals in here, nothing that's going to clog your pores. So normally if you use like a coconut oil, it may feel a little bit heavy, and this stuff here is going to be great because it's not super heavy. I prefer the creams personally because this feels almost like I have a chapstick on my face, but for things that need a deep moisture, I love this kind. I like to put it on my heels as well as my lips, as we discussed here. So these are actually Ontario cows that make this stuff. So hi, welcome. Please go ahead, subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know if you've ever tried Tallow Balm. I am going over several balms as well as creams today. So thank you for joining me. And we are going over this Wild Elegance one. It is the first one we're going over. It is more like a balm than it is a cream. This has Ontario cows, and it also has bioavailable vitamins. It's shelf stable, so you don't have to keep it in your refrigerator. It's not going to rot or anything like that. And it's naturally It absorbs really well. It's triple purified, so 100% grass-fed, grass-finished cows from Ontario, Canada. So we have this option here. It's a tallow that's going to nourish and protect you, as well as a beeswax that's going to lock in the moisture. It also has the jojoba oil that's going to soften, as well as the shea butter. So let's get in here again. It's kind of hard to get it. Okay, so as you can see here, it's like a, see that? So it's kind of, I don't know, it's really thick and it's like a balm. So it's a balm more than it is a cream. So no scent, nothing added in there that's going to be junk. They have almond oil, Manuka honey, as well as arrowroot and some vitamin E. So lots of good stuff in here. So this is a 2-ounce jar. I also love that it's made in glass. So the glass is going to keep it from phthalates and stuff like that. So we do have this great one here. We're going to go over. It is a woman and mom-owned business, a small business. So instead of giving your money to like Neutrogena or the Johnson & Johnsons, I personally love supporting small businesses, especially businesses that are just starting or women-owned, because yes, so many benefits to those. Also, it's lightweight, it is non-greasy. So it kind of gives it is an oil, so it's a little bit oily. So keep that in mind. I'm not sure if it stains or not because I haven't got it on my clothes, but it is. So since it's fat, you may think that, you know, you're going to be putting animal fat on your body. So vegans and vegetarians may not want something like this, but you would think it would smell like fat or cows or meat, but it doesn't at all. It doesn't smell like any of that. It just kind of smells unscented or kind of waxy, if you will. So we have absorbs quickly, it's rich, and it's concentrated. So there's not a lot of added stuff. Sometimes they add some fillers in here, and those fillers are just going to fill up that jar. So this one here doesn't have any. I'm going to actually, I cannot see. Let me see if there's anything bad in here. No, it's certified organic. So I don't know if you can read this. It's kind of hard to get in here, but look at that ingredients list here. Everything is natural. Everything is clean. So good. Click that link on my Amazon storefront. If you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, head to my Amazon, watch my live, and you can shop interactively. Also, go ahead, hit those hearts, heart, subscribe, and thank you so much for being here today. Hopefully somebody can come in and chat with me and keep me occupied. So next up, we have a different one, and I haven't tried this one yet. This is one that I just purchased, so I haven't actually used it, but this is a honey tallow balm. As you see here, that's kind of backwards for you guys. So this one's going to be a little bit different. It's a different brand that I haven't tried yet, and it's going to be kind of the same thing. It's going to have the honey in it as well as the tallow. But this one's brand new, so I cannot speak as far as that goes for how it works. But this one here seems a little less grainy than the last one. The other one I tried had a little bit more of a grain to it. Oh, maybe not. I lied. They're very similar. Once I got it on here, it's very similar. So it feels a little grainy until it gets rubbed in. So once it rubs in, that one kind of smells to me. It smells something familiar, but I can't quite put my hand on that one. What does it smell like? Definitely smells different than the last one. It's not a terrible smell, but it's not a good smell. I mean, it's not floral. You can tell it's not a fake smell. Not quite sure what that smells like. I can't quite describe it. But so look at this one right here. So this one's going to be very similar. It's also in a glass container, which I love. So no plastics, no parabens, no phthalates, anything like that. So this is great for your face as well as your body, which I love. It works great on adults as well as babies and even children. Perfect for things like eczema. Use it all over your body. I love using it on my lips, especially this stuff, because it's more like a balm than it is a cream. So we're going to come in here and go over the ingredients of this one. 100% pure grass-fed beef tallow. So this is going to be the rendered fat. You know what it smells like to me? It's finally coming to me. So almost kind of like beer. Like, I don't know. Like if you were to, oops, sorry. Like if you were to pour a beer, it kind of has that beer scent to me. I don't know. It smells Yeah, it kind of smells like a fresh poured beer or like one of those beer trays after a while, and it kind of collects there. That's kind of what it smells like to me. So very unique, not super strong, but very slight. So that's what that reminds me of. But this is rich in vitamins A, D, E, and K. So all the good vitamins are in this stuff. And we do have this nice 2-ounce container that is made out of a glass. Raw wild honey. So it's going to be great for smoothing your hair. Smoothing your face, your skin, your lips, and all of the dry spots, your knees, your toes, your ankles, everything where you start to, on your joints, kind of get that dryness. This stuff is great for that. Let's go over. Let me see what else we have here. Great to put on at night. So if you have really dry skin or heels, throw some of this on before you go to bed at night, and it's going to do its job moisturizing while you sleep. So it's not greasy, but it is oily. So it does have those oils in it, and it does have a fat. So be careful, it might stain. I have not had anything ruined or stained with it, but that is always a possibility. So keep that in mind here. What else we got? So how to use this stuff. So since it's like, let me see that. Let me get into, okay. So since it's kind of like a chapstick, if you will, or a balm, you're going to want to put it in your hands and rub your hands together until it melts. Because like I said, it's kind of grainy at first until it completely melts. Rub your hands together and then put it on your elbows, put it on your eczema spots, put it on your feet. It's best to use overnight. It takes a minute to soak in because it is a creamy oil. And again, this stuff kind of reminds me of like an alcohol for some reason, or like a beer. So really unique scent, but not too overpowering. There's also no dyes, no fragrances, or anything crazy in here. Let me see if I can pull up the ingredients list on this one, because I got eyes that are old and can't see. Deep hydration, great. I don't really see the ingredients list on here. Okay, so we're going to try and read this. So when trying a new product, just make sure you always kind of do a patch test, see what it's about. Avoid the inner eye, and ideal for face, body, hands, and feet. This is going to be 100% beef tallow. So it's grass-fed. Ingredients list is right here. I don't know if you can see this. You might want to click on my Amazon storefront to read all about it, but this is a great product. Again, this is what it looks like. So it's kind of like a lip balm, mostly unscented. It does have that grass-fed tallow as well as Adeps bovis, lexoline, palmitate, coconut oil, as well as some silica, some Sera, some Elba, some meal, which is going to be honey, and some other oils and parfum. So this has a weird label compared to the other ones. So this has some things that I can't really pronounce. Those are probably just scientific names for things, but I feel like the last one, I preferred the last one just because I could read the ingredients and it did not smell like beer like this one does, but this stuff does a really good job hydrating. So this is another option for you if you are looking for a tallow balm. Next, we are going to try on my favorite. So this is one of my favorites because it's a little different and it's a little unique, different than the last ones because it does have a scent in it. So if you're sensitive to scents, you might not want this one. You might want to skip this one. And this one is more of a cream. So I prefer more of a cream than I do a balm because I feel like it's a lot more lightweight and it's not as, I don't know, it's not as oily and it's not as heavy as the other ones. So let me pull this one up on my Amazon, but look at this. So again, we do have that, I don't know, glass container. So we have the glass container here again, which is nice. This one is also bigger. So we do have a bigger option here. So it's going to last a little bit longer. However, the balm is more concentrated. The cream is going to be less concentrated because it has some added stuff in there. So let me pull this up. Let me see. So this is a 4 ounce. So you're going to get twice as much here. It's going to be a little bit more expensive than the other ones I've tried, but this one has a great scent to it. So if you're not sensitive to scents, this one smells amazing. This is a lavender. Lavender is great, but it also comes in a frankincense as well as citrus and an unscented. So you have that option as well. So And this is the Lasso brand. And this one also has the honey and the beeswax in it. So these are Wisconsin cows. So we have Canadian cows and Wisconsin cows. So using that rendered beef fat. So I love that the fat is not going to waste either. So when they butcher the animals, they just use everything. So I love that. And I also love the glass, and I love that it is all natural for you. So Wisconsin cows here, great for dry skin, eczema, all of your face, as well as your feet. So all over care. Women, children, babies, it's great for like cradle cap, if you will. So when babies get all of that eczema on their head, or if you're starting to get like fine lines and wrinkles, just an all over great moisturizer. Another great thing is traveling. So I do a lot of travel, and usually I use a carry-on. So being able to check something like this is great. I love that because it's a solid. It's not really a liquid. You don't have to worry about bringing a lotion because it's more of a liquid. So that's always a plus. Anti-aging benefits, and it also heals minor cuts. So many good things. This stuff is amazing. The scent on here is fantastic as well. And if I can see, I cannot see anything. Yeah, okay. Let's pull it up where I can see it maybe. Okay, so it is premium ingredients, best texture. So let's try the texture out on this one. So remember the last ones, they were more of a balm. This one here is more of a cream. So look at this one compared to the last ones. So it's a lot thicker and it's like different. So I feel like this stuff's gonna go a lot longer. It's gonna last longer, and it's not as grainy as the other ones. So if you prefer a more of a cream than you do a balm, you might want to go with this one. And the scent is spectacular. Really strong lavender scent. And of course they have other ones as well. It's a little bit greasy. So if you see my hands, so they're a little bit shiny, a little bit greasy. We do have that going for this one. What else we got? Essential oils, so they're natural scents. It's not going to be a fake or a chemical scent, which I love as well. And everything's 100% organic. So 100% organic, so natural, organic, really good. This here on the back, I cannot see. I'm liquid, real tallow, and I'm a solid. So from liquid to solid, so they do have that. That just shows you that it can probably go on an airplane without fighting the TSA. So that's always good too. Come in here, beef tallow, Manuka honey, and beeswax. So all great ingredients. Grass-fed Wisconsin American beef. So we got that going. And glass jar, leak-proof, sustainable, recyclable. You can't go wrong with any of this. This is a great product, and beef tallow is so amazing. If you are in chat, any of my chats here today, if you can leave me a comment, leave me a like, hit all of those hearts, especially on Amazon. I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis. So hopefully I'll be able to see you guys more often, and we can sit down and chat. It's kind of hard to do lives when nobody's talking to me. So hopefully somebody can come in and say hi. Let me know how you are doing today. Beeswax, Manuka honey, essential oils. So let me see here. So that is actually mine. So let me see. So that's the difference. So let me pull these up. So now that I've been doing this, my table kind of has a little bit of like an oil spot on it. So it's not going to be, I don't know, it's not going to be completely ungreasy, if you will. So keep that in mind. It may stain, but let's do a comparison here. We do have a balm and a cream. So see the difference here? They're both glass bottles, but this one here is twice as big, and this one here is more concentrated. So it really just depends on what you're using it for and what you prefer. This one has a great scent to it. This one is unscented. So many options here. You're going to find anything you want. They're very similar, but they're also very different. So now that we are done with this one, I have another one to go, and it's a little bit different than the last. So let's come in here. I'm going to pull this one up. It is currently unavailable, I believe. So hopefully this comes back in stock by the time this is shown, but we're going to come in here, and this is a whipped tallow. So I like the idea of the whipped tallow. I think that's amazing. Hold on one second. Let me put the lid back on this before I forget. Okay, so I love the idea of the whipped tallow. It's a great idea, and I love the texture. This is probably my favorite texture because it's more of like a cream that I love. However, it's kind of wasted because it is whipped, so there's air in it. So kind of like whipped cream, if you will. So the cream, like a thing of whipped cream that's liquid, is not going to be as much as a thing of whipped cream. You know what I mean? So definitely a lot more air in here. So let's look at this one. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so again, a glass jar, which I love. I love that all of these are glass jars. This one is a 4-ounce container as well. This is the Nourishing, Moisturizing, and Brightening 100% Beef Tallow. Let's see if it lists where these cows are from. So we can have like a organic cow like face off here. But this one here, this one I've used way more than the other. So look at that compared to the other ones. So this one is going to be a lot creamier. So this is more of like a lotion based than the other ones. Let me put that on my hand for you. It might be too much. Okay, so this one's more of like a creamy moisturizer. Oops, I just dropped a bunch on the floor. So let me grab that. Okay, here we go. So this one here is great, I think, for my skin, my face. So I love to put this one on my face. I like to put the balms on my lips, but look at this one. This one is not grainy. This is more of your natural kind of moisturizer or cream that you're used to. So way different texture. This one does not have a smell. Kind of smells creamy, so like a face cream. So not a lot of scent, but you can definitely smell the face cream on this one. So intense hydration. This stuff will whip your face, get it all nice and fresh, natural ingredients. Let me see if I can read the ingredients list on this one. You can use it all over. So number 1 ingredient, beef tallow, and then we have a squalene, some sodium hydrolate, some jojoba seed oil, olive fruit extract, sweet almond oil, and another kind of an extract, and then a dandelion extract. So this jar will actually last 3 years. So that's shelf stable, 3 years on it. It shouldn't last that long because a little bit does go a long way with this, but you're going to love it, I promise. So you're going to use it right away. Let me see what else we have. It has liquid, 5 times the lipids, as well as 4 nourishers, emulsifiers, and fragrance free. So this is a good option. I love that none of these have any crazy dyes or any crazy kind of fragrances. Everything is all natural. So it's going to be a really hard decision on which one you want because these are all fantastic options. We also have, let me see. Deep hydration, moisturizer, versatile, pure and simple ingredients. So yeah, again, it does not say where these cows are from. I was trying to find, oh, here we go. It says it's made from cows, but it does not list where these cows are from. So natural scent, great barrier, jojoba seed oil, lots of options here that we have. So yes, so right now we're going to go back over the last kinds that we had. So go back over some of these and see what we did. So the first one is a balm. So glass container, balm, fantastic. The third one is going to be more of like a cream balm with a scent. So all right, first one we went over was a balm. So this one's great for your lips as well as concentrated areas like putting on your feet before you go to bed at night. Great balm, kind of greasy though, so be careful. If you're going to be wearing something, it may stain. I feel like a little bit grainy in texture until it dissolves. No scent on this one, but it does have the Manuka honey and the grass-fed cows. And then we have this one here. So this one here is great as well. This one has a great scent. So if you love scents, naturally scented with some essential oils, really strong lavender scent. And then we do have a really creamy option. So this one here is not as concentrated because you're going to get the whipped cream kind of effect here. So more of a cream, more of a face cream than it is going to be a balm like the first two. So many good options here. We have, not only do we have like night creams as well as moisturizers, I love this stuff for sunscreen, and I'll tell you why. Have you ever flipped over the back of a sunscreen bottle and read the ingredients? It's actually terrifying. You don't want to look at it because you can't pronounce half the words, and having an all-natural sunscreen is really important to me. So naturally, I got some tallow from TALLOWRX. So this one from TALLOWRX, they have two different kinds. So they have a 50 SPF, and then we have a 25 SPF. So depending on how strong you want it, you can choose here. So it's toxic-free sunscreen. And it comes in this nice little container here, 100% natural, no synthetic additives, and this one here is made in the USA. So we have some Canadian cows, some Wisconsin cows, and USA cows. So all of these are awesome. I think my freaking thing is gonna, hold on one second. I thought this was plugged in. I'm gonna kill my, okay. I think it's gonna die. So now that my live stream looks like it's gonna die because my phone was not plugged in properly, let me see if I can switch this real quick before I die. If not, you know, whatever. Plan B, always doing plan Bs here. Okay, let me see if we can do this right here. Is that gonna charge it? Nope, that's not gonna charge it. Okay. In stream. In stream, in stream, in stream. In stream. Oh my gosh. Okay, my battery died.